Well, you're here because you filled out a survey about a guy and he scored a C. In many important ways, this guy is falling short. Welcome to the Strong Brew, where you get answers to questions you're not supposed to ask. These are some things you may want to know about the man in your life. If you do really well in your career, will he become insecure? Will he try and use money to control you? Will he share housework or just make you do it all? In fights, when he gets angry, does he get aggressive? During intimacy, does he understand that no means no? Is he jealous, suspicious, or possessive? Will his attitude towards you change after having kids? Will he treat your parents with respect? What if you have conflicts with his parents? We tell you what you need to hear, not what you want to hear. These are things nobody else will tell you, things that are important for your future. This is a safe space for truth. No judgment, no platitudes, no login, no payment either. Our questions are from real life, but our answers come from science. Now, I built this thing, me and my husband, and honestly, we built it and we live it. We are both Stanford grads, we both have worked at Google, and we've been happily together since 1998. Along the way, we've added a son, now 13, and 4 dogs. We are genuine folks. If you're a woman trying to understand any man in your life, here is how it works. Go to www.thestrongbrew.life. Click on the Understand a Guy button there. Answer 10 questions about him. Watch a video tailored to your guy. That's all there is to it. It is completely anonymous, no login, no payment, no games, no manipulation. This analysis is obtained by combining solid trait psychology with cutting edge AI ML. We represent each person's personality with what is known as a feature vector. This has 10 elements, so our data is effectively 10 dimensional data. In case you're wondering how we can infer so much from just 10 questions, well, 10 dimensional data is very complex. There is a lot you can learn from that level of detail.
Okay, I think that does it for the preamble. Now let's plunge in. Let's start with this guy in his career. Will he go far or just talk big?
He really will go far in his career, not just talk about it. He's focused and hardworking, not the type to brag without backing it up. You'll see him sticking to his work even when it gets tough, and he won't give up easily or waste time.
Can he bounce back from failure?
When things go wrong at work, he doesn't fall apart or make a big scene. Instead, he quietly pulls back, deals with it on his own, and keeps moving forward. You probably won't hear much about his troubles unless you ask, as he prefers to keep problems to himself.
What do people at work think of him? Do they like him?
He's not the type who makes lots of friends at work or enjoys chatting with everyone. Most people won't find him warm or easy to talk to, and he might come off as too blunt or distant. You won't find him caught up in gossip or silly arguments, but don't expect him to be invited to many get togethers either.
If you do really well in your career, will he become insecure?
If you do well in your career, he's not likely to celebrate your success with a lot of joy or warmth. He might feel uneasy or even a bit distant, but he won't openly act jealous or start arguments. He'll rarely say anything negative, but don't expect cheering or heartfelt praise either.
What if you start earning more than him?
If you earn more than him, he might feel a little uncomfortable inside, but he won't make a big scene or complain openly. He's the type who keeps his feelings hidden and won't talk about being upset, yet you may notice him getting quieter or spending more time working alone. He could also become more distant, as if he's protecting his own pride.
Next, let's talk about how he is with money. Does he overspend? Is he reckless with money?
He isn't careless with money, but he's not super organized either. He works hard for what he earns and won't blow cash on useless things, but sometimes he might forget to track bills or miss small details simply because he's focused elsewhere. So, overall, he's responsible but not a perfectionist with money.
Does he show off and pretend to be richer than he is?
He usually lives within his means and doesn't put on a show or pretend to be richer than he is. He knows what he's earned and tries not to go beyond that, even if he doesn't always plan every detail perfectly. He can be practical about his needs and won't act flashy or chase expensive trends.
Is he too generous, too stingy, or just right?
He isn't someone you'd call warm or generous either with money or his feelings. He rarely goes out of his way to help or share, and you might find him a bit strict or reserved, even when it comes to lending a hand or giving gifts. If someone's in trouble, he won't be the first to offer support or comfort.
Will he use money to try and control you?
He's more quiet and private about money, not openly sharing details or discussing finances easily. It's not that he's trying to control or hide things in a sneaky way, but he keeps his own money matters to himself and doesn't like talking about it much. If you ask, he might answer simply, without lots of explanation or big conversations.
Let's see how this guy is with sharing housework. Will he share housework or just make you do it?
He's likely to see housework as your job rather than something to share. He's focused on his own responsibilities and may not pay much attention to chores or daily tasks at home. Don't expect him to step up or volunteer for housework without being asked.
Will he help you or just boss you around and tell you what to do?
He's not likely to jump in and help with chores or diapers. Most of the time, he'll stay on the sidelines, maybe watching or giving advice rather than actually getting involved. He sees these tasks as your role and feels his work is elsewhere.
Now let's see about how this guy is during fights. In fights, does he try to understand your views or just win the fight?
He's not someone who tries hard to see your point of view. When you disagree, he's more likely to stand his ground and argue to prove he's right rather than listen and try to understand how you feel. His focus is on facts and what he believes, not on your emotions or explanations.
Does he become aggressive when angry?
When he's angry, he doesn't usually explode or become aggressive, but he's not especially respectful either. He tends to go silent, keep his feelings hidden, or give short, blunt replies that can feel cold or a bit harsh. You might feel shut out or ignored, as he prefers to pull away instead of working things out gently.
Does he have a bad temper?
No, he isn't the kind of man who gets angry quickly. He stays mostly calm and keeps his feelings to himself rather than acting out or losing his cool easily. Outbursts or sudden temper aren't his style, so you don't have to worry about constant fights or shouting matches at home.
Will he say sorry and accept his mistakes?
He finds it hard to say sorry or take responsibility when something goes wrong. Most of the time, he'll stay quiet or avoid talking about the mistake rather than admit fault. If you want someone who owns up and tries to make amends, you might be disappointed.
Next, let's talk about intimacy and physical chemistry. During intimacy, does he respect your boundaries? Does he get that no means no?
Yes, he will respect your boundaries and understands that no means no. He's not forceful or pushy when it comes to personal space and choices. If you set a clear limit or say you're not comfortable with something, he won't pressure you or keep asking.
If you are not in the mood for intimacy, will he react badly?
No, he's not the type to take it personally if you're not in the mood for intimacy. He understands your feelings and will not get upset, pout, or make you feel guilty about it. He's unlikely to make a big issue of it or let it affect the rest of your relationship.
Can you trust him not to shame you or share your private moments, maybe love letters, photos, or videos, even after a breakup or a bad fight?
Yes, you can trust him to handle private moments with care. He keeps personal things to himself and won't use what happens between you to hurt or embarrass you later. So, your secrets and shared experiences are safe with him, even if he isn't especially affectionate.
Is he loyal or is he likely to want to have affairs?
He's very focused on his own work and goals, so he isn't easily distracted by other women. He doesn't chase attention or excitement, and he's not likely to flirt or look around behind your back. That said, he may not always show his love openly or make you feel special, but you can trust him to stay loyal.
Will he be jealous, suspicious, and try to control you?
No, he's not over possessive or quick to act jealous or controlling. He stays mostly focused on his own life and work, so he won't watch your every move or question your choices. Instead, he keeps his distance and lets you have your own space.
This guy says he is protective in a good way. Is he actually just being possessive?
No, his protective nature is not a sign of a controlling personality. He's not the type to try and manage your choices or tell you what to do. His care is quiet and practical, not forceful or overbearing.
Now, onto the topic of kids and how this guy will be as a father. If you guys have kids, will he make you do most of the work?
He will expect you to do most of the parenting work instead of seeing it as a team effort. His mindset is more about focusing on his own responsibilities, so he isn't likely to step in and share chores, childcare, or daily decisions. He won't argue or put you down, but he also won't join in unless you ask very clearly.
Kids are very messy. Will he lose his temper with them?
When the kids mess up or get upset, he will stay calm and not lose his temper. He doesn't explode or yell, but he might go quiet and become even more withdrawn. You won't see big punishments or noisy arguments, but also don't expect soothing words or emotional support.
If you guys have kids, will he still support your career?
He'll respect your role as a mother and won't stop you from handling things your way. But his support won't feel very warm or cheering. He isn't quick to say kind words or show pride in you, being both a mom and your own person. Instead, he'll let you manage your part and won't try to control your choices or routines.
Will this man say one thing early on, maybe while dating, and then later, after kids and marriage, change his tune and try to make you give up your career?
Yes, this is a man who might support your career now, but later expect you to put family first, especially after you have a child. Early on, he won't stand in your way, but as life changes, his focus will shift to practical needs and traditional roles. If you value your job and independence, it's important to talk openly about your future plans before big changes.
Next, let's see how this guy treats your parents. Will he be respectful with your parents?
He's likely to just act polite on the surface with your parents rather than showing real warmth or building close relationships. He'll be respectful and keep things civil at family gatherings, but don't expect friendly talks, deep bonding, or genuine emotional connection. His style is reserved, sticking to basic manners without opening up much. He's not the type to actively adjust to your family or make big efforts to fit in.
What if your family creates stress or interferes a bit in your lives?
If your family creates stress or interferes, he will handle it calmly and not make things worse. He won't start fights, yell, or add drama to the situation. Most likely, he'll stay quiet, keep his distance, and let you manage the problem on your own.
Then let's analyze the role this guy's family will play in your life. Is this man modern with you but a completely different person when other people, say his parents or bosses, are around?
Yes, this is the kind of man who might be accepting and modern with you in private, but expect you to act like a traditional supportive wife in front of his relatives. At home, he may not mind how you dress, speak, or carry yourself, but during family gatherings or visits, he'll quietly hope you follow old customs like respecting elders, helping with chores, or dressing modestly. It's better to set boundaries early rather than feel pressured or disappointed later.
If there is tension between you and his parents, will he support you?
If there's tension between you and his relatives, he's most likely to stay out of it rather than actively support you or side with them. He avoids emotional conflicts and prefers not to get involved, even if he sees you struggling. If you need someone to defend you or be a strong partner in family matters, you may feel let down by his quiet distance.
Say you have a conflict with his mother, what will this guy do?
He isn't a typical mummy's boy who blindly follows his mother, but he also doesn't easily choose sides when conflict happens. If there's a disagreement between you and his mother, he's likely to stay quiet and avoid getting in the middle rather than stepping up for you or defending you openly. He values peace and keeping distance over making tough choices in family drama.
Will he share all the private details of your relationship with his mother or sister?
No, he won't share every detail of your fights or private life with his mother or sister. He prefers keeping personal matters private and doesn't like talking about relationship problems with others. Even if things aren't perfect between you, He won't run to his family to complain or look for advice.
Now let's zoom out and put it all together.
So that's the story. This guy scores a C. In many important ways, this guy is falling short of the standard we would want. Being in a relationship with this man day in and day out means living with someone who is hardworking, distant, and focused on his own world. He isn't very warm or expressive, so you may find yourself missing praise, laughter, and emotional closeness.